Tax forms for LLCs. Again, as a solo owner, you report your income and expenses using a Schedule C, and you report it all on your personal tax returns. Okay. For LLCs that have two or more owners, then that's considered a partnership, and you will file a Form 1065 every year for the company, and then each owner will file a Schedule K1 along with their 1040. All right, to report their share of the earnings of the business on their personal tax return. So notice this, that if you're an LLC, period, whether it's two or more, and if you're solo, and if you're a sole proprietor, your information is going to go on your personal taxes eventually through some type of schedule. Okay, the only time that doesn't happen is with a corporation, which is its own entity completely, and we'll get into that. Okay, so if you want to be taxed as a corporation, there's a couple reasons. There's a benefits and drawbacks of that, but you can opt to be taxed as a corporation while you're still a sole proprietor, while you're still an LLC. Okay, one reason is to get around that 15% social self-employment tax. But there are additional expenses when you're being taxed as a corporation. Usually when you're taxed as a corporation, you're going to need to hire a tax professional and a bookkeeper. Okay, so you have to weigh those expenses versus the 15% self-employment tax. Okay, so there's a point where this does become beneficial. It's usually $70,000 to $100,000 a year in profit, what I've noticed before, as far as being beneficial to opt over to be taxed as a corporation. Now the forms for that, Form 8832 is the form that you use to apply to be taxed as a corporation. Once you're taxed as a corporation, or once you're approved to be taxed as a corporation, then instead of all the Schedule C's and the Schedule K1s and the 1065s, you're going to be using Form 1120 and 1120S to file your tax returns, just like corporations do. All right. There are a lot of forms. We're just going over the main ones, that cover most businesses. All right. Additional forms may be necessary. So these are some of the more popular forms again. All right. And I'm going to go over these individually because you'll start to see what types of forms that they have in existence out here, right? And you'll also see some of the primary ones that you might be needing. And the first one is the 8829. Form 8829 is for your home office. If you use part of your home to be a home office or a warehouse, or you use your home as part of your business expenses, then you can put this information to deduct those expenses on your taxes. I'm going to go through these a little quickly because I'm going to give you access to this information. And we're going to speak on these more in detail later on in the course, so keep that in mind as well. So Form 8283 is for non-charitable gifts, or non-cash charitable gifts. So if you give away your services during the holidays, you're cutting hair, you give away furniture, things of that nature to charitable organizations, then you can write that off if it's more than $500. The 8825 is for real estate income expenses as a business. So, and some of our other courses, your students have set up LLCs to purchase property. So when we have you do that, there's for different reasons. But once you start making money and you have income and expenses on that property under the LLC, you'll use Form 8825 to calculate and file that information. All right. So, a couple of schedules: Schedule F and Schedule EC. Again, depending on your situation, this is attached to your personal 1040. Schedule F is for farmers. EC is to help you make your estimated tax payments throughout the year. Like, again, once it starts to get complicated, once you start making money, so you want to be prepared for that. All right. Form 720 is used to pay your business excise tax. So depending on your business and what your product and service is, sometimes there's an extra tax called an excise tax. These are industries that are either big, that are big on import or export, that are big on legislation, or that are big on the economy. So the examples we got here is gas, alcohol, tobacco, coal. If you want to start an airline or a phone service company, you'll be paying an excise tax. Okay, Form 4562 is used to report the depreciation and amortization of property, vehicles, startup costs, and things of that nature. Now, basically what that is, if you owe money or if money's owed due to you, you can spread it out across several tax returns to offset some of the things that may happen in the future. Okay, that's popular and it's very beneficial. So that's a form that's often used as well. Form 7004 is the 6-month request for extension. It's basically an extension to file your tax returns that you hear about all the time. This is for corporations. The 4868 is for sole proprietors and single member LLCs. Okay. One thing to notice, as I say there, this is just to waive the fees. So you don't get late fees for 6 months. That's when an extension is. And you have to file these forms before the due date to file your taxes to get this extension. All right. And then the 1040A is the Schedule A is another schedule to your personal 1040 that itemizes your personal deductions. And I put that in there because a lot of our students need those. And the members in our group, we teach that we have to separate the business income from the personal income early on. So there's ways to itemize your business, and then Schedule A, if you need to itemize your personal deductions, that's what's used for that. So I'll put that in there. All right.
InstantSmallBiz.com would like to present to you ISB University. It's a cost-effective, continually updating education system for business owners and entrepreneurs. We accumulate the experience and insights from a network of today's successful business owners, industry-leading entrepreneurs, and proven investors. Then present it to you with skilled instructors in the form of online digital courses. These are complete, step-by-step, beginner to expert courses so you can find exactly what you need no matter what stage you're at. There are private groups and forums specifically for students, instructors, mentors, and investors. We not only cover the foundations, but we continually add modules and courses to keep you well-versed and on the front end of innovations for small businesses. In real time, online, and on demand, this is the future of higher education. Click the link, enroll now, and we'll see you on the inside.